So, for the first time in 2008, we make a trip to Tunbridge. Yes, of course, that fantastic, exciting track where we always get good racing, and I'm not shy to say that at all. Slightly different, though, because they're looking at the calendar and very, very conscious of the fact that we've got a very big meeting here with top internationals on the 18th of May. It therefore means that in April they've had to rethink, and what they've actually done is they've moved the track inside the traditional boarded circuit, so we've effectively got a slightly smaller track, but a real grass track. We've got every single class you could think of. The left-hand sidecars are here, the 500 sidecars, the 1000cc sidecars. Add to that, we've got the upright 500s and, of course, an open 500 solo class. There's a lot of competition. Still, I think for a lot of riders, this is going to be the first meeting of the year. So we'll see who's done what during the winter in terms of equipment. And with a bit of luck, we'll have a word with a few of them in the pits and see who's hoping to do well. But really, I think today is all going to be about getting things sorted, getting back in the groove, and see how it pans out for those big, big meetings in May. Well, Mitch, I think the obvious thing I'll ask you is you know this track very, very well, but it looks a bit different out there today.
Yeah, the track always rides good here. It's on the soil is very, very clayey, so if it's moist, it will ride well. Obviously, if it's dry, it dusts a little bit, and if it's wet, it gets a bit too cloggy. But the weather today with the atmosphere looks really good. Yeah. Yeah,
it does look good, and I see really that they've gone inside the traditional track, so you know a bit more of a tighter grass track.
It's a bit of a shame for me because after about 10 or 12 years, I've just kind of figured out the big track. I mean, my last meeting here on the big track, which was 2006 Bernard, I had a really good meeting. But I mean, the little track's good. You got to work hard, and you know, got to do it.
And is this the first time out for you this year?
It is, yeah. I'd entered some of the other local meetings, but unfortunately the rain put a paid to that. But I'm not doing anything abroad this year until after June, and then we've got fairly busy July and August away. No, we're going to want to do a few meetings, not too much, too early.
No, I think when looking at the calendar, it really does start to build up in May. As you quite rightly say, we've had the problems with the weather during the first part of April, but maybe it'll all start coming together now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, we had a year to forget last year in many, many ways, and you know, we've all got to be positive and look forward.
Absolutely right. Well, have the best of luck today.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, I think, Richard, I've been saying to most people this morning, it's great to be back here at Tunbridge. You've ridden here many times yourself. Very different looking track today.
Yeah, a bit smaller than normal, but I'm sure we'll still have some fun. Maybe, you know, I really want to go for the bigger track, but I'm sure we'll have some good racing anyway. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you had a very good year last year. I mean, a lot of competitive events, but have you got much booked in the way of abroad this year?
Yeah, we're trying to go more to Germany this year because we went to Holland and a few German meetings last year, but I've managed to get into quite a few in Germany, and it's all good experience. So the bigger tracks, you know, 1,000 metres, really good fun.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I'm looking at the calendar and seeing that we've got quite a busy May coming up, but you must be out every weekend from now on, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah. There was a few cancellations, as you're aware of, which was a shame, but from now on, hopefully, either here or abroad, we'll be racing every weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good luck today. We'll see how it all turns out.
Yep.
And great to be back at Tunbridge.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See ya.
Well, good to see you, Martin. I think the first question I'm asking everybody today is this your first meeting, or have you had any others?
We done one last week in Holland, and it went all right, and that till the B final, and then we slid off. So, but otherwise, it wasn't too bad during our heats and that. But
so you had a bit of a warm up.
Yeah, we had a little warm up, but this is our first English grass track meeting this year. So,
but you've certainly been to Tunbridge before. You know Tunbridge very well.
Yeah, I like the track and that. So, I went out in the first practice and that, and it was a little bit slick, but I think it'll be alright today. Yeah, I mean the ground's still a bit damp, and so I mean, if they take the top off, but if the sun keeps shining, we should be alright. That's it, it'll be nice, yeah. Then you keep the dust down and that, it'll be alright.
Absolutely. And you got many more booked in the coming months?
Yeah, I've got all the Collier Street ones. I've got the Frittenden one, the Poacher, and that. So I've got Graham Murray's one, Champions of Champions.
Yes, yes.
We'll be there.
Busy times.
Yeah.
And, I mean, although it feels like the start of the season for me, I mean, you know, it's not an easy day today, is it? There's plenty of competition.
No, there's plenty of competition and that. The only thing here, where it's inside, it's a small track and that, you can't really get away like as you can on the big tracks and that. So, but no, it should be good racing today.
Real grass track racing.
That's it. Yeah.
Martin, best of luck.
All right then. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye. Well, whenever I wander around the pits in the morning, there really are so many people we could talk to, and it's always great to bump into characters. And I can't say any more than that, Luke, and it's great to see you again, and still fantastic to see you around the circuits. But as my cameraman's just said to me, really, we've seen so much change, haven't we, in this sport?
Oh, so much change. And always down here is a good show because they put a bit of effort into it. Grasstrack has suffered a little bit. We've lost the Weeks, we've lost the Schoolfields, we lost Donkeys, we've lost Tatum, and the Continent's the same. They've lost Robert Barth, they've lost semi-retired Geert Wrist. They've lost a lot of good people. We've got to try to bring it back to the old stage, but it's going to be very difficult because the younger generation now, they want to go on Speedway. They come up with the schoolboys and they shoot straight off to the Conference League where they get paid to ride. Go to Grasstrack, they got to pay to ride, which is different for the kids.
Yeah, it is a different angle. But I think, I mean, the years you and I have been involved in the sport, we know that if you get a rider that is that little bit special that can do both, the two sports do enhance each other, don't they?
Oh, they do, certainly do. The kids today are very good now, and they got good machinery. Cost the dads a lot of money, but they don't seem to worry.
No, they don't. And I think I agree with you. I mean, all the names you've just mentioned, you know, it's sad that we don't see them anymore. But walking around the pits this morning, you know, this is really sort of my first meeting of the year. And seeing little Charlie Saunders and Tim Nobes and loads like that,
they're coming on
still
well.
got some talent, haven't we?
Yeah, they're coming on very well. Yeah, we need a few more like that, but the star of my life was Wiggy, I suppose, because I brought him up and trained him up, and he was a genuine character, never big-headed, and always say thank you, I got to thank you for this, and marvellous chap.
Fantastic memories, Lou, and fantastic to see you. I've got to ask, are you doing many trips abroad this year?
Yeah, about 4. Yeah, got to do it while I'm young.
Well, fantastic to see you, Lou. Enjoy today's racing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, I've mentioned all the way through the video this morning that we've got a good class here today. It does feel like the start of the season to me. Tony, first time out for you this year?
No, it isn't. We were out at Tallington last week, which was great to get started, especially with Emily, my new passenger. She's very keen and she's adapted to the racing very well, so we're looking for good things. I was going to mention
that because I think every time I spoke to you last year, it was always, you know, I'm not sure whether I'm carrying on. Will I find somebody to be able to do it? So come on, what's the secret? Emily, how did he get you involved?
Well, Tony advertised in the Andover Advertiser, and I saw his advert, and I thought, hey, you know, I'll give that a go. Sounds like good fun, and here we are. So.
Well, here we are indeed.
Yeah.
You rode at Tallington. Back there for practice this morning. Mm-hmm. What do you make of the sport?
It's much more slick this morning. I think I'll be okay. I did enjoy Tallington, but it was a bit bumpy, so I'll be glad to get on a smooth track, I think.
Well, excellent, Tony. It looks like it's all down to you, mate.
It does, doesn't it, unfortunately? Well, we'll be out there, we'll be enjoying ourselves and do our best.
Excellent. Yeah. Fantastic to see you, and good luck today.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, I've been saying this morning there's quite a few changes. We've got a slightly smaller track than we're used to here at Tunbridge, but for Miles Simmons, it looks like it's a change of passenger today.
Yeah, it is today, actually. Kevin Woodley's usually my usual passenger, and he's done the first 2 meetings with us this year, but he's had a bit of trouble with his eye, and he had to have an operation Thursday in Bristol, so he's out for a couple of weeks. I've took the boy out of retirement.
Well, I've got to have a quick word on that, Vince. It's fantastic to see you out there again. A lot of persuasion?
Not a lot. Always wanted another go and got the chance, so.
Absolutely, and good to be back here at Tunbridge, yeah?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Well, Miles, you know, a lot of competition out there this afternoon. New machinery for this year?
Yeah, everything's new this year. New chassis. Obviously, we're still on the Suzuki, but yeah, a lot of different suspension. Complete new setup really. But we've done a couple of meetings this year. Went down to Cornwall. Went all right down there, and yeah, we're just playing with it really for a minute.
Excellent.
Obviously, we've got to find a setup here for today. Hopefully, we could. Not that one, might. But hopefully it should be good. So it's a good lineup here today, and Rob and Colin and everyone's here. So yeah, it should be a good day's racing, really.
Excellent. Well, I can wish you the best of luck this afternoon. As I say, it's a bit different than we're used to at Tunbridge. Slightly smaller than we've seen before.
Yeah, it is a bit smaller. I think it's trying to save the big track for Leicester's one. So that's going to be a good meeting. So yeah, it's the same for everyone. So
it certainly is.
Sun is shining.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. Best of luck, mate.
No problem.
Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Good luck, Vince.
Cheers.
So the first of the races this afternoon with the left-hand sidecars. We start with race 1, and the easiest thing with this style of program is if I give you the points scored from the very top all the way down. We've got rider number 4, Andrew Evans, with maximum 10 points. Number 22, second to him there, 8 points. Number 25, we all saw him pull out on that top turn, no points scored. 76, 6 points. 84, no score, and 97, 5 points. 131.72 is the winning time, 131.72, that average 53.49. So remind you again then from the top, 10 points, 8 points, 0, 6, 0 and 5. We move now to the rest of the competitors in the left-hand sidecars. We see out for the first time, Mitch Godden, Will Penfold, Danny Raymond. Oh, they get underway, and it is indeed Martin Cuff and Steve North that have made the best of the starts. They get into that first turn, and there's a break coming out of that top turn. You can see that Martin Cuff and Steve North are making the best of it. Into the pit bend they go for the first time this afternoon, and he's gone very, very wide on that pit turn. I wonder if he's given enough advantage to the pursuing Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. They hold that second place at the moment. They're not too far away. They're getting closer and closer all the time. Now we wonder what's going to happen in this pit bend this time, because Martin did go very, very wide on the exit, while he's held a much better line this time. He's kept the gate shut, but still 142. Terry Nicholas in second place, trying to close up, but now you can see that Martin Cuff looks to have got the measure of the circuit. Oh, it looks as if our outfit in third place is starting to have a go now. That's number 1 at 1-3. That's Mick Downs and Mick Arling. And just as I put the spotlight on them, you can see that they've lost the advantage to our second place, Terry Nicholas. But as the checkered flag is prepared, it's going to be first time out, a win for Alfred number 128, Martin Cuff and Steve North. So, race 2 in your programme, we stay with the left-hand sidecars, and let's do that from the top once again. 1-1-3, Mick Downs scores 6 points. 1-2-3, Billy Penfold, 4 points. 1-2-6, Danny Holman, 3 points. 1-2-8, Martin Cuff and Steve North, maximum 10 points. 1-4-2, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond, 8 points. And 2-9-2, Andy Pack and Paul Gibbs, 5 points. The winning time was 128.46, an average of 55.46. So a slightly quicker time there for race 2, as we now turn our attention to the upright 500cc solos. So typically slightly older machines, and remind you that there's a non-start for number 8, his place being taken by CS Warmby, number 82. So the 500cc upright taking the start for the very first time. I can see there is a good start for CS Warmby. Well, he's gone very wide on that first turn as the lead changes going down the back straight. And 2 riders break away from the rest of the field into this pit bend for the first time. We'll pick them up for you as they come up past me. And it is indeed an early lead for number 63, Carl Russian. So Carl Russian pursued by Peter Barker in second place. And Carl Russian getting away from the rest of the field now as he goes very, very wide on that pit bend. Well, in fact, he brings everybody else out wide with him. Peter Barker still there in second. That is CS Warmby that's in that third place. And the gaps have started to close. You can see that our early leader is looking down at machinery. So we get both of them close together as they come past me. Carl Rushton, obviously with problems, constantly looking down at machinery. He's lost the lead to Peter Barker, but he gets it back again. Good scrap between these two as they come round that bottom turn once again. Both going wide, and Peter Barker puts it down. Well, the checkered flag goes, and indeed it was a win for the early leader, Carl Russian. But very disappointing for Peter Barker. He does pick it up again and gets a finishing point. So very quickly, as the riders are already out for race 4, let's start from the top. We've got number 1 scoring 3 points. Number 11, 4 points. Number 46, 5 points. 63, maximum 10 points. 82, my apologies there, that was Chris Steele on 8 points. 105, 1 point. 152, 6 points. And our reserve there, 2 points. Robert Wynn, where 155 he rode. So we've already got the riders out for race 4. Well, we've lost one rider already walking back to the pits, but the early lead with Robert Pilcher. He's riding number 74 this afternoon. And that's a name I'm sure a lot of you will recognise. Robin been riding for many, many years. He's certainly got himself a very comfortable lead as he comes off that pit bend for the third time. Second place to him, number 43, Stuart Allen. And those two followed by Phil Creswell on 103. But the gaps really have opened up. And Robin Pilcher on 74 casually comes round that pit bend up towards the checkered flag. He takes maximum points. Followed home by number 43, Stuart Allen. And in third place, number 103, Phil Criswell. So race 4 then, from the very top once again, rider number 5, no score. No score again for number 8, a non-starter. 43 was 8 points. 51, no score. 74, Robin Filcher, maximum 10 points. 78, Mark Pearson, 5 points. 103, Phil Creswell, 6 points. 161, Mike Webster, no score. And we also had a finish for rider number 20, who we don't know who you are, but you scored 4 points. The rider number 20, 4 points. The winning time was 124.84, 124.84, 57.83 the average speed. As we now turn the page and we see the 500 sidecars for the very first time this afternoon. Should be on page 8. This is the 500 sidecars. And as we get underway very quickly, Simon Baird and Mark Keynes get to the front going into that first turn. So Simon Baird it is that gets away and he's streaming down that back straight. And he really has opened up a gap between him and second place, and we'll pick that up for you as they come round because Simon Baird has got away. It's tight for second place. On the outside is number 21, Nick Radley, but Barry Bennett, number 7, and Effin Hughes are trying to change things there. Now Nick Radley starts to go though. He can see that Simon Baird is getting away. I just wonder if he's tried a different line around that bottom turn. He's much wider. But Simon Baird and Mark Keynes really away from Nick Radley and Abby Radley. And I don't think that they can get complacent about that second place either, because Barry Bennett is not that far away. But this is a terrific start to the day for number 4. Simon Baird and Mark Keynes. Well, I was talking to a lot of these crews, of course they know that they've got a big international meeting here on the 18th of May. But this is a circuit that would produce good racing is what I was told this morning. And as the checkered flag goes, outfit number 4, Simon Baird makes it his. Nick Radley can only follow home in second place and Barry Bennett in third. So, race 5 in your programme, you should be on page 8 in your programme, and we start from the very top. Number 4, Simon Baird and Mark Keynes get maximum 10 points. Number 7, Barry Bennett and Effin Hughes, 6 points. Number 21, Nick Radley and Abby Radley, 8 points. 44, Gareth Southgate and Laura Kerrison, 4 points. 77, Ron Seward and Darren Sargent, 3 points. 124, George Penfold and George Colvin, 5 points. The winning time was 119.56, 119.56, 61.67 they averaged. 61.67, any of you that are keeping the average speed? 119.56. So, race 6 we move on to, and we move to the rest of the 500cc competitors out for the very first time this afternoon. Right on the outside I can see number 10, Tony Cook. Towards the middle of there we've got number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. They had a very good season last year. Right on the inside, out on a 500 sidecar for the very first time. Used to seeing him on a 500 solo, that's HCG. And as they get underway, it's all very tight. Tony Cook looks to have made a good start on the outside. He's got 2 crews on the inside of him. They break now going down the back straight. And I think that is Sean Harvey that's got to the front. Sean Harvey makes the best of it into that bottom turn. Tony Cook is trying to come back at them. All 3 of those outfits almost together as they went into that pit turn. And Sean Harvey makes the best of it. Tony Cook in second. Well, and Sean Harvey really is going well with Danny Hogg in the chair. Still the battles are going on for that 3rd and 4th place. Tony Cook looks to have settled in 2nd spot, but he's got a lot of deficit to make up. And those 3 outfits together, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins it is that are getting the most of that battle. They're on outfit 418 just in third place at the moment. So this is a good ride for Sean Harvey. Had to work for it round that first turn. Oh, Chris Salisbury battling with Dean Norton there in that third place. The outfits coming together in that pit turn, but both seem to be okay. As we see the checker flag once again, it is a win. First time out for outfit number 72. That's Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg. So, race 6, outfit number 10 we start with, and 8 points for that second place. Number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg, maximum 10 points. No score for the non-starter there, number 123. We go to 156, Alan Morgan, and no score again. 418, Chris Salisbury, 6 points. 971, Dean Norton, 5 points. And number 8, Vince Kinchin and Richard Webb, 4 points. 121.06, the winning time, 121.06. 60.53 they average. So we move right the way through that impressive advert in the centre pages, don't forget that date. We move to the 500 solos on page 11. And out for the first time, we're with the 500 solos, race 7 in the programme. Matt Etherington, I can see right on the inside there. Martin Williams on the outside. And it's Mitch Godden has made the best of the starts. Mitch Godden goes that turn, but Martin Williams has gone around the outside of him. And Martin Williams, head down, goes down the back straight. As Mitch Godden's now got to try and pursue. He's back in third place at the moment. And it is Martin Williams. We've got one rider going very wide. That is number 15, Martin Sturgeon. And Martin Sturgeon has got that second place back again. But he's chasing after Martin Williams, who really has made the best of the starts and that first lap. Now what can Martin Sturgeon do with this bottom turn of this time? Again he gets it knotted in the middle of the bend. He kicks the machinery out. Mitch Godden still there in third place. But a bit of a battle going on for that first place. Martin Williams very impressively got away from the start. He looks to want to hold on to it, but he's now catching up with some of the tail enders. Will this give Martin Sturgeon the advantage? As they both have to go round that tail ender. Mitch Godden's now got to go round him as well. He cuts underneath. And as the checker flag is being handed to our finishing marshal, we've got one more tail ender coming round. And the checker flag goes out for the first win in the 500s this afternoon, going to Martin Williams. Martin Sturgeon in second place, Mitch Godden in third, and 153, Thomas Cooper finishing in fourth place. But that looked very quick to me. Well, I thought it looked quick, and indeed it was very quick indeed. We start from the very top though. Number 5, Matt Etherington, 4 points scored. Number 9, Mitch Godden, 6 points scored. Number 15, Martin Sturgeon, 8 points. Number 47, Jason Hilliard, 2 points. 75, Lee Street, 3. 102, Lee Roberts, 1. 10 points to number 125, that's Martin Williams, 10 points. 153, Thomas Cooper, 5. The winning time was 114.03, 66.29, as we're already underway with race number 8 in your programme. We're still with the 500 solos, and it's a very quick start for rider number 25, Charlie Saunders. And Charlie Saunders it is that leads. Well, the youngster that I'm sure is the hope and dreams of a lot of supporters, a rider that's looking to be a very confident rider. Changed machinery for this season. Pursued by the very experienced Richard Smith in second place, but Richard Smith has no answer to him at the moment as he looks down that back straight and sees Charlie going away from him. Oh, around the pit bend he goes. He looks very wide, but he looks quick. Oh, just one more lap to go, and it'll be interesting to compare this time to what we saw in race 7. And at the moment, Charlie making all the best of this circuit. Locks it up again in that pit bend. Goes very wide, but looks over his shoulder. He takes the win. Good ride to Richard Smith in second, but no answer to that early leader. So, race 8 in your programme, let's start from the top. It's 4 points for number 7, Gareth Hickmott. It's 13 and 2 points. 19, 5 points. 25, Charlie Saunders, maximum 10 points. 33, Richard Smith, 8 points. 111, Stafford Evans, 3 points. 117, Paul Derrick, no score. No score for the non-starter Terry Messingham. And the reserve, number 4, John Jeffries, picks up 6 points. So number 4, John Jeffries, 6 points. 116.30 was the winning time, 116.30, an average of 64.30. So Marnie Williams, a slightly quicker time. Let's look to see how they go in race 9. Just we stay with the 500 solos. This completes the lineup for this afternoon. And it's on the way, but the tape didn't look to break properly. Well, straight away you can see a red flag because the tapes didn't go up cleanly. 1 or 2 riders got caught. So quickly we got the riders back into the line, and this time the tapes go up cleanly. We watch them break away. Oh, we got 3 riders together going around that first turn. They're swapping and changing all the way round. Look at them go through the middle there and into this bottom turn. He's gone very, very wide. He looks very quick though as he comes up past me for the first time. Tim knows it is that made the best of that first turn, and Tim knows it is that's setting the pace. Oh, he really is flying down that back straight, and look how quickly he lays the bike down into this pit turn. Looking to get the drive coming out of that pit turn, and Tim knows fights off the challenge for, at the moment, it's Darren Pugh that's trying to catch him, but he can just watch the dust trail go in front of him, as Tim knows really does look to be in tremendous form. He's gone very, very wide as I say that. He's coming right out towards me. Darren Pugh almost follows him. Rodney McDowell is the rider in 3rd place, and 4th spot is Adam Filmer. But that's a big, big gap that Tim Nose has set up. All eyes now, I'm sure, are going to be on what sort of time he puts up as he takes the checkered flag. Tim Nose gets the win. Darren Pugh gets 2nd place, and Rodney McDowell 3rd spot. So race 9 then, that completes the first rides for the 500cc solo, and we start from the very top again. Number 12, Chris Watts scored 4 points. Number 14, Rodney McDonald scored 6 points. Number 16, Tim Nodes, absolutely flying, maximum 10 points. No score for the non-starter 23. Number 24, Adam Filmer gets 5 points. 52, Glenn Reynolds gets 3 points. 114 excluded for going outside the circuit. 200, Scott Creswell, 2 points, and 711, the reserve coming in, Darren Pugh, 8 points. 114.95, averaging 65.46. So 3 very, very quick races, all averaging in those mid-60s as they get round that circuit. We turn our attention now to the sidecars for the very first time, and we see right on the inside Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. We've got Matt Fumarola and Andrew Wilson, Paul Johnson and Russell Ribble, Phil Sims and Gareth Evans, Miles Simmons. And as they get underway, Rob Wilson, I was going to say right on the outside, but it is Miles Simmons that gets away as he goes into the pit turn for the first time. And Miles Simmons goes up the back straight. Matt Fumarola has moved into 2nd place as they go down that back straight. but it is Miles Simmons and, would you believe, Vince Jones who's passengering him for this afternoon. Matt Fumarola in second place. Rob Wilson's up in third, but he's got Paul Johnson to contend with, who's gone very wide into that pit bend, and he lost the advantage then as Rob Wilson slots into third place, but Paul Johnson's trying to stay with him. Those four getting away a little bit, but is still very close for second, third and fourth. Miles Simmons still with the lead. Matt Fumarola not giving up the cause though, looks for a way through on the inside. He'll try to get the drive going up the back straight. You can see that Miles has still got the back wheel spinning as you come out of that bottom turn. But he managed to pick up the drive, which has thrown him into that top turn. He's gone very, very wide on the outside, and Matt Fumarola has seen it as well. And Matt Fumarola finds the gap and gets through on the inside. He again has gone in quickly, and Miles Simmons in all sorts of trouble as he almost went sideways. Done brilliantly to keep it under control, and look what's happening in third. Rob Wilson hasn't got it all his own way. Paul Johnson still trying to have a go at him. That's how it's going to finish though. Matt Fumarola gets the win. Miles Simmons in second, Rob Wilson in third, and Paul Johnson in fourth. Terrific start to the 1000cc sidecars. So, the first of the 1000cc sidecars for this afternoon, and what a cracking start. We get underway with the point scoring staying exactly the same all through the programme this afternoon, so it's 10 points for a win. Let's start from the very top though. Number 3, Andy Grimmel and Dave Williams score 4 points. Number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, a great start to the day, maximum 10 points. Number 7, Paul Johnson and Russell Little, 5 points. Number 8, Phil Sims and Gareth Bemister, 3 points. Number 9, Miles Simmons, and as I mentioned, temporarily for today, Vince Jones as the passenger, 8 points. Number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, 6 points. The winning time was 119.09, averaging 62.04. So we move to race 11, and out for the first time this afternoon, Colin Blackbourn and Paul Whitelam Jr., Mark Cossar and Tristan Winterburn, Bruce Redbury, Edgar Little, Will Offren and Andy Wood, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. So we've got Pete Colvin right on the outside. Start to move away, get underway. The best of the starts. Paul Whitelam's made a good one. He's slotted into second place, but has to go wide. He's let outfits through on the inside of him. He'll try and fight back going up the back straight. And as they sort themselves out again as they go into this top turn, down past me for the second time they come, and it is Colin Blackbourn that's got the lead from Paul Whitelam now, who's moved on the inside of Mark Cossar to get himself up into second place. Goes wide. Mark Cossar comes back at him, and Mark Cossar has got up the inside of him. Paul Whitelam Jr. loses his grip on that bottom turn. I think there was a connection there between Mark Cossar and Paul Whitelam, but pleased to see that Paul Whitelam Jr. is up. And incredibly, the clerk of the course has stopped the race. Oh, I thought that everybody was off the racing circuit, but I can see that we've got number 30, Steph Blythe out there, so one of our competitors not going. I can see right inside me, John Hiscock. So we'll try and pick that up for you as they go round, but as they get underway, it's John Hiscock that's made the best of the starts, and he gets into the front as they go into that pit turn for the first time, and John Hiscock it is that gets away. Things change a little bit further down the field, but for the moment it is John Hiscock and Simon Beanie that have got away. Mark Warren and Steve Henderson holding that second place as they go into the pit turn for the second time. There's a bit of a gap then to third place. They're trying to work out who it is that Steph Blythe has taken the place of. Well, Jamie Bree is in that third place. Passenger this afternoon by Ben Whitelam. We think it is Tony Penfold that's not out there. No problem at all for John Hiscock at the moment as he goes into that pit bend for the third time. And up the back straight, Simon Beanie looks over his shoulder. He's looking very comfortable. Mark Warren has stayed in that second place, but no answer to the lead as they come into the checkered flag. John Hiscock takes it. Mark Warren in second place. Jamie Bree in third. The reserves coming in, Steph Blythe and Jason Gill take fourth place. So, race 12, remind you, this was point scoring for race 12, and we start with outfit number 88, that's 6 points scored. 124 Mark Heatley, no score. No Tony Penfold and Carl Bell, so 0 in there. Number 184, John Hiscock and Simon Beanie, maximum 10 points. 306 Mark Warren and Steve Henderson, 8 points. 514 Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant, 4 points. And the reserves coming in, number 30, Stephen Blythe and Jason Gill, 5 points. So we now should be turning our attention back to race 11. And I can see the outfits have been held in the exit pit box. Again made a very good start, but he's got outfits on the inside of him. It's Colin Blackbourn that once again has got the lead. Up the back straight they go then, and Colin Blackbourn with Paul Whitelam in pursuit as they go round that top turn for the first time. Well, it's all very, very close for that third place. And Paul Whitelam's looking to have a go. Paul Whitelam comes through on the inside, going into the pit turn. Now, will Colin come back at him, or will he try and stay on the outside? He's gone for the outside route. He doesn't get the advantage. He's got to tuck in behind this time. And Paul Whitelam now looks to have the speed on, although he's gone very, very wide. Colin Blackbourn can see the gap. Oh, a terrific scrap between these two. You can see there's gaps being created where they're all trying to gamble with the circuit and see the best way round. There's a good scrap for that third place going on, but my eyes at the moment are firmly on the front two as Paul Whitelam looks very quick. Colin Blackbourn is trying to follow him this time. As I said, a good scrap between two of them in that third place, and I think eventually it was Will Offham that got himself into that third place. But Paul Whitelam has done enough, and Paul Whitelam and Al Elliott it is that come and take the checkered flag. The early leader, Colin Blackbourn, and Paul Whitelam Jr. finish in second. So, race 11 in your programme with 1000cc sidecars, and from number 25 who scores 8 points, 37 no score, 43 4 points, 80 6 points, 92 for Whitelam and Elliott, maximum 10 points, 99 Pete Colvin 5 points, the winning time 119.47, 119.47, 61.64 the average speed. So as we turn our attention back to the 1000cc left-hand sidecars, where indeed if we check the early race winners, there was a win for number 128 Martin Cuff. He doesn't go in this one, and indeed number 4 Andrew Evans. Neither of these two go in this one. Oh no, Andrew Evans does, sorry, if I look at the programme properly. So Andrew Evans out for the second time. On gate 6 this time, right on the outside. Oh. And I wonder what the hold-up was, but I can see that they're putting another white line around the inside of that first turn. Oh, they get underway, and problems for number 125, Tony Penfold. and so disappointment for Andrew Evans. He will be taking no more part in the meeting. Very, very disappointing. He was very, very quick in that first ride. So, 5 outfits only, and we hope we get them away cleanly this time as the starter moves away. Well, the tapes go up. I think that Colin Blackbourn was trying to pull the machinery back. Well, Danny Holman is the rider I can see in second place at the moment, but there's 3 outfits together, and I think that's Danny Holman that goes through as they go into that pit turn for the first time. But it's all change as they go into that pit turn, as they chop and change coming out of the turn as well. Well, it is in fact 126 Danny Holman that's got the lead from Andy Pack in second place. And again, the 3 of them close as they go down that back straight. Oh, Danny having a chance to look over his shoulder. Well, he didn't look well enough because you can see he's had a change come through on the inside of him. And it's Terry Nicholas that's got to the front. Oh, if Danny's not careful, he's going to lose that second place as well. He puts the power back on though and drives down the back straight now. Can he do the same thing? Terry Nicholas wants to make it sure that he's got that lead and holds on to it as he comes round off that bottom turn. 142 Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond it is that have got the lead. And it's Mick Downs that's in the yellow leathers there at number 113 that I was struggling to see the number of, but he's in third place at the moment and closing all the time on that second spot. But it will be checkered flag this time as they come up past me, and it is a win for number 142 Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond, but they certainly had to work for that one. So race 13 then, we're back with the left-hand sidecars, and we start from the top. Number 4 Andrew Evans, as we've just learned, had blown his machinery, so no score. Number 25 is Tony Penfold, he scores 6 points. Number 97 Mick O'Donnell, 4 points. Number 113 Mike Downs, 5 points. 126 Danny Holman, 8 points. 142 Terry Nicholas, 10 points. The winning time was 131.74. 131.74, that's 53.48. 53.48 they averaged. So we stay with left-hand sidecars, and we hadn't seen Andrew Evans, so we look now for Martin Cuff as he's riding number 128. He had a win first time out. Probably the challenge I would suspect would come from Will Penfold, who's on 22. Will's right on the outside, you can see here in front of me. Well, they get underway. Will's made a very good start from the outside. Can he get enough to get across and take the race in line? He's had to stay wide. Looks as if he's trying to cut back underneath. And just as I say that, it looks as if there's problems for number 22, Will Penfold, as he's slowed coming out of that top corner. But the lead quickly with number 128. The outfit that got a win first time out, Martin Cuff and Steve North. And they do look to be very, very quick this afternoon as they go down that back straight in exactly the same position they were first time out this afternoon. Martin Cuff and Steve North. Off that pit bend they come. And you can see that on the inside of the circuit is being indicated that he's got a big, big gap. Billy Penfold and Tommy Penfold at the outfit, they're in second place. They got quite a battle going on behind them. As they go around that pit turn, they'll see the last lap flag this time, and really there is no challenge to Martin Cuff. He looks very, very comfortable. Billy Penfold still there in second. Now Will looks to make a challenge as he comes up very close to his back wheel, cuts back underneath though. Will Penfold and Nigel Shaw in that third place, looking to close all the time. They're going to make a challenge, I'm sure, on this last turn. It'll be checkered flag for Martin Cuff. He takes it comfortably. Billy Penfold's going to have to work to hang on to his second place. Just does it though. So race 14 it was, completing the second ride for the 1000cc left-handers, and we start with number 22, Will Penfold and Nigel Shaw, 6 points. Number 76, Keith Dixon, 4 points. Number 84, Fred Kinchin, no score. Number 1, 2, 3, Billy Penfold and Tommy Penfold, 8 points. Number 1, 2, 8, Martin Cup and Steve North, keeping up the maximum. That's another win and maximum 10 points for Martin Cup. 292, Andy Peck, 5 points, and the winning time 129.32, 129.32, 54.93, the average speed. So we now turn our attention to the uprights 500cc. And as I mentioned earlier, typically some machinery that's been around a long time, but remind you, we had wins for Robin Pilcher and for Carl Russian, and they quickly get themselves underway and into that top turn for the first time. Well, Carl Russian goes in this one, so he's number 63, we'll look for him as they come round. Well, in fact, he's on the inside and just takes over the lead from number 46, John Yeldon. So John Yeldon had the lead off that first turn and up past us, but you can see it is now Carl Russian, number 63, that's got himself to the front. Not the best of starts, but he made up for it by the time the first lap had finished. And Carl goes past me, and now number 74, Robin Pilcher, has moved through into second place. So both the riders that had wins first time out now sitting as 1 and 2. And Carl Russian certainly making the best of it. As you see the last lap flag this time, looks over his shoulder, he's thinking surely Robin Pilcher's going to be nearer than that. Well, I can now see number 82, Chris Steele, moving through. And Chris Steele is up into third place. But the gaps have really opened up, and we see the checkered flag being prepared for Carl Rushton to make it 2 out of 2. Well, Robin Pilcher gets second place, so he's still keeping the pressure on. He's scored 10 and 8 points respectively. Okay, so we start with race 15, and let's give you the point scores, because number 5, Wayne Yeldon, scored no score. 11, Mike Cook, 3 points. 46, John Yeldon, 4 points. 63, Carl Russian, 10 points. 2 rides, 2 wins. Number 74, Robin Pilcher, 8 points. Number 82, Chris Steele, 6 points. Number 105, Dave Meadows, 2 points. 152, Alex Vale, 5 points. The winning time, 122.68, 122.68, 59.34 the average speed. So with the upright, through to race 16 in the pole round. And very quickly off that start line goes number 1, Peter Barker. Well, he really has got the advantage as he's gone round that first turn. He's head down as he goes down the back straight. Well, he had a 6th place first time out, so I'm sure that 1 or 2 mechanical changes have been made, because Peter Barker looks much more comfortable this time. Stuart Howell is the rider in 2nd place, number 43, but they are a long, long way back from Peter Barker. And well, he's got time to look over his shoulder once again. He's still got the lead. Well, a few changes going on for that 3rd place. Phil Criswell, I think, has just got the advantage as he goes down that back straight. But it will be last lap flag for Peter Barker, and a much, much better result this time for him. Stuart Allen still now comfortably in that 2nd spot. And he really has got time. It's great to see this machinery still being raced. Of course, these riders have been racing for many, many years. And with the changeover to laid down engines, it was still a chance to keep this class going and keep it competitive. Race 16 in your programme. Number 1, Peter Barker, got maximum 10 points. Number 8, a non-starter, no score. Number 43, 8 points. Number 51, 5 points. Number 78, 3 points. Number 103, 6 points. Number 161, no score. And number 20 again scored 4 points. We think that might be reserved, but it's listed as 82. The winning time was 124.63. 57.97 was the average speed. As we now go over the page and we go with 500 Sidecars, their second time out this afternoon. And quickly they've got underway and into this pit turn and up past me for the second time. Oh, the early lead is with Chris Salisbury, but he's got Sean Harvey in hot pursuit as Sean Harvey's got very, very close to Chris Salisbury's back wheel. I'll remind you that number 72, Sean Harvey, had a win first time out. He's in second place. Chris Salisbury had a third place first time out, so this is a much, much better ride from Chris Salisbury. Oh, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins, but Sean Harvey's getting closer now as they get into this pit turn. Has he found a way through? Looks to keep tight and comes up the inside of Chris Salisbury. Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg take over. Oh, Barry Bennett has seen a gap there as well, and Barry Bennett had tried to go through in front of Chris Salisbury, but he overcooked it coming out of the bend. Chris Salisbury's come back at him and got his second place back, and has Sean Harvey got it wrong? Well, Sean Harvey went very, very wide and locked it up, but he's got the win. Chris Salisbury gets second, Barry Bennett in third. Race 17 in your programme, we're with the 500 Sidecars, and let's give you those points scored from the very top. Number 7, Barry Bennett and Ethan Hughes scored 6 points. Number 72, a terrific ride once again from Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg, maximum 10 points. Number 123, a non-starter, no score. And number 124, George Penfold, 3 points. 418, Chris Salisbury, had to work for it, but he got a second place and 8 points. Number 971, Dean Norton and Joe Richmond, 5 points. And number 8, Vince Kinchin and Richard Webb, 4 points. 121.88 was the winning time, 121.88, 59.92 the average speed. The other rider that had a win first time out was number 4. Simon Baird and Mark Cairns, they're already on the start line, sitting there patiently waiting for everybody else to come and join them. And I can see across the far side that we've got problems for one crew. I think looking at the leathers, that's Tony Cook that's got a problem. And that'll be disappointing if he doesn't get the machinery going, because he did have a second place first time out. Well, I've just learned over the radio that, in fact, Tony Cook had lost a chain coming out of the pit box, so they've quickly tried to get it back on. And the clock has been set. For those of you that may not come to racing events very often, when there's a problem once they're under starters orders, they have 2 minutes. And the clock is set. They have 2 minutes to get things going. And it looks as if he's run out of time, so Tony Cook very disappointingly pulls off into the centre green. Oh, that is very, very disappointing for Tony Cook. He had a big smile on his face this morning because most of last season he was appealing for a regular passenger, and he's now had a passenger come through from, would you believe, a local advert he put in the local paper, and a very brave young lady, Emily Coghlan, has decided to have a go at this sort of racing. We poached her from the world of road racing, I understand, but great to see her back in the sport. But the mechanical running is getting the better of Tony Cook's machinery. Well, we get underway and we've got a big, big lift. But all eyes on Simon Baird as he's got underway. He's under pressure as he goes into that first turn, but he's at the front, exactly where he wanted to be. Simon Baird and Mark Cairns get away, and into this pit turn they go very, very quickly. That means they've gone a little bit wide, but they keep the speed on. Oh, they're pursued by outfit number 21, Nick Radley and Abby Radley. who of course had a second place first time out. They'll be desperately wanting to get a win, but no answer to the flying Simon Baird and Mark Cairns at the moment. As again they've gone wide. Well, this time they've actually locked it up a bit more and cut back on the inside. You can see that he scrubbed the speed off then in that bottom turn. He looked over his shoulder. He knew that would have given Nick Radley the advantage, but he's kept the power on that top turn. He looks very comfortable on that top turn. This is the one they all seem to be struggling with, when to try and pull it sideways and get those wheels in line. Into the last lap he goes, and conscious I'm sure that in the previous heat Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg made it 2 out of 2. Simon Baird will want to keep the pressure on, and that's exactly what he's doing as he sees the checkered flag this time as he comes by us. Simon Baird and Mark Cairns it is that take maximum 10 points. Nick Radley and Abby Radley have to be content with a second place and 8 points. So race 18 then, the 500 sidecars, and maximum 10 points to outfit number 4, Simon Baird and Mark Cairns. Number 10, Tony Cook and Emily Coghlan, unfortunately no score. Number 21, Nick Radley and Abby Radley, 8 points. 44, Gary Southgate and Laura Kerrison, 6 points. 77, Ron Stewart and Darren Sargent, 5 points. 156, Alan Morgan and Martin Boyd, no score. And the winning time, 120.46, 120.46, 60.98. That was the average speed. So we now move from 500 sidecars over the fabulous advert in the centre of the programme, and we move to 500 solo. Now remind you that the winners first time out were number 125 Martin Williams, 25 Charlie Saunders, and 16 Tim Nobes. Well, it looks as if, I've just checked, it looks as if we've got none of those three in race 19. So you should be on page 11 in your programme. This is race 19. A chance for one other rider to get a win and that maximum 10 points. Will it be Gareth Hickmott, number 7? Will it be number 15, Martin Sturgeon? He had a second first time out. Number 19, Dave Mears. 33, Richard Smith. He's one to look for. He had a second first time out. And I've just heard that we've got a problem with Dave Mears' machine, so the pit gate holding at the moment. I can see he's now appeared. Well, in fact, no Dave Mears by the look of it. We've already got number 59, Chris Pay, the reserve, coming in. So the starter calls the rest of the machines in. Chris Pay very patiently sitting at that pit box, ready to go. If there was somebody that couldn't make it, he would quickly nip in. And that's exactly what he's done. Of where they should have been on the start line. The reserve we think should have been on pit 4. He's decided he wants to stay on a bit wider. So we get underway with Martin Sturgeon getting to the front and all going very, very wide as they come together on that back straight. And I think it was Martin Sturgeon got the worst of that as he has ended up going completely off the circuit. Gareth Hickmott and Richard Smith take over though, and Martin Sturgeon's got himself going again. He's right at the back of the field and watch to see if he can come all the way through, but Richard Smith takes over the lead, and Richard Smith it is that's looking comfortable as he comes around that pit bend. Gareth Hickmott in second place. Number 117 is Paul Derrick in third place. But you can also watch a little bit further down the field as Martin Sturgeon has made himself up into fourth place now. Closing down on Paul Derrick. And I can see that Paul Derrick has put it down on that bottom turn, which means that Martin Sturgeon has now elevated himself up into third place. Richard Smith is getting the win that he wants. And this will be the checkered flag for him this time. So Richard Smith gets the win. Gareth Hickmott in second. Martin Sturgeon, a terrific ride from him to get third place. And fourth spot there goes to number 59, Chris Pay. A sidecar only meeting, I think we would say. It's 500 Sidecar Association, and they're putting on International 500cc. They've added to it 1000cc right-hand sidecars at the famous High Easter Circuit near Chelmsford. That's Sunday the 27th. Sidecar racing at its very best, it says here. Practice 11 AM, first race 1 o'clock. So we now move on to race 20, and if we're talking about riders that had wins earlier on, we've got a clash in this one, because number 16 Tim Nobes goes, and number 125 Martin Williams. So look for number 125, he's on about second gate, and number 16 Tim Nobes, who's just a little bit further out, perhaps on gate 3 or gate 4. There's gate 3 in the programme, so he'll be in between Martin Williams and Thomas Silver. And then underway, Martin Williams has got an absolute flyer. Oh, Martin Williams got an absolute flyer out of the gate. He's got Tim Nobes in second place to them as they go down that back straight. It is Martin Williams, who had a win first time out, who's got the lead, but Tim Nobes is trying to go around the outside of him. Martin gets it all sideways, and Tim Nobes takes over the lead. So Martin Williams has got to sit into second place, and Tim Nobes pulling machinery in the air. Lays it all down, and I mentioned earlier that one or two people have had problems on that pit turn. Martin Williams unfortunately locked it all up, he lost his momentum. Rodney McDonald is the rider in third place at the moment, but there is quite a gap as Tim Nobes is absolutely flying. Well, he really has got the measure of that bottom turn. One more lap to go already. It's very, very quick. The gaps have certainly opened, but Matt Etherington is not getting things all his own way back there in fourth place. Tim Nobes looks absolutely terrific on this top turn. Has time to take his hand off the handlebar. He gets a very confident win. Martin Williams, who had a win first time out, has to be content with second place. So I've got two results to give you, and I can see I've already got riders coming out. So let's start with race 19. Race 19 was the 500cc solo, and the result stands as they finish. So the clerk of the course happy with the explanations. It means number 7 Gareth Hickmott gets 8 points. Number 15 Martin Sturgeon gets 6 points. Number 19 Dave Mears 0. Number 33 Richard Smith 10 points. Number 52 Glenn Reynolds 4 points. Number 114 Stuart Mears 3 points. 117 Derek 1 point. 200 Scott Criswell 2 points, and 59 Chris Kay, the reserve coming in 5 points. 118.26, 62.69 the average speed. I'll come back to race 20 as we're already underway with race 21, and it's a very good start for Mitch Godden as he gets round that first turn and stays out in front. Oh, the dust is certainly beginning to fly, but if you're out in front you won't be seeing any of it, and Mitch Godden, who knows this circuit well, well indeed, I can see that we've got a red flag. We've lost a rider on that top turn, in a very precarious position on that exit of the first bend. So the rider's brought to a halt, they'll have to do it all again. So, whilst they get the track sorted out, a chance for me to give you the results of race 20. So race 20, you should have had 5 points for rider number 5, Matt Etherington. 14, Rodney McDonald, 6 points. 16, Tim Nobes, maximum 10 points, making it 2 out of 2. 24, Adam Filmer, no score. 111, Dyford Evans, 4 points. 125, Martin Williams, 8 points. 1530, and number 4, John Jeffries, 3 points. The time for race 20 was 114.31. 114.31, a very, very quick time, averaging 66.03. So, just to confirm, as the riders come back to the line for race 21, remind you, this is race 21. It was stopped due to the fallen rider number 13, Rob Watts, so he won't join the line with the rest of the riders. Disappointment for, obviously, the leader of the race, Mitch Godden, who I mentioned to you has had some very good rides over the years here at the Tunbridge circuit. He had a 3rd place first time out. One of the last riders to join the start line. We're waiting for number 25, and that's Charlie Saunders. No, Charlie Saunders had a win first time out. Has made a very good start on the inside, and it is Mitch that's got to the front as they go into that first turn. Look for Charlie Saunders, he's right round the outside, he's very, very wide on that first bend, but he's got himself into 2nd place. So the lead quickly with Mitch Godden as he gets a very good start and stays out in front for this first lap. Charlie Saunders in 2nd place. Number 711, Darren Pugh, is the reserve that come in 3rd place, and Darren is sitting in 3rd place. But that's a good lead that Mitch Godden has got on Charlie Saunders. He cannot react at the moment, but into the pit turn they go. Gets a very good line coming off that bottom turn. Lines himself up for this top turn. Tries to keep the power on all the way around that top turn. Very late to get the wheels back in line, but he's keeping the speed on. And Charlie Saunders tries to battle again to stay close to him, but no answer. Darren Pugh still there in 3rd place. Number 75, Lee Street, out on a 500 this season. Lee Street battling away there in 4th place. But our attention is still right at the front as Mitch Godden has set the pace. He stayed out in front, he comes very, very wide, but he takes the checkered flag. That's a good ride from Mitch Godden. Charlie Saunders gets 2nd. Darren Pugh in 3rd. So, race 21, we're with the 500 solos, and that completes the 2nd rides for everybody. So, race 21, we start with number 9, Mitch Godden, maximum 10 points. 12, Chris Watts, 3 points. 13, Rob Watts, no score. 23, Edward Kennett, no score. 25, Charlie Saunders, 8 points. 47, Jason Hilliard, 5 points. 75, Lee Street. He scores 4 points, and if you're thinking of questioning that, he was docked 1 place for going outside the racing circuit. So he finished in a position that would have got him 5 points, but he was docked back 1 place to 4 points. 102, Luke Roberts, 2 points. 711, Darren Pugh, 6 points. 1:17.19 was the winning time and 63.66 the average speed. So we turn our attention now to the 1000cc sidecars. You should be on to page 12 in your programme, and we're looking at race 22 where we see Andy Gribble for the second time this afternoon, Phil Sims, Colin Blackbourn, who was leading that early race before it was stopped and restarted. Colin Blackbourn looks to have made the better of it as they get into that first turn. Well, Jamie Bree, I think it is, that's in there in second place with him, and those two breakers they go up the back straight. But Colin Blackbourn it is, as it all gets very, very close. That is Jamie Bree that's in second place. Andy Gribble and Dave Williams in third spot at the moment. But the question's being asked is whether anybody can catch Colin Blackbourn and Paul Whitelam Jr. had such a good year last year. They are British Masters reigning champions, of course. And, well, Jamie Bree, we understand, has got Ben Whitelam in the chair for him this afternoon. He's lost the pace on that front runner, Colin Blackbourn, but he's got pressure to hang on to that second place. So, into the last lap they go, and Colin Blackbourn, followed by Jamie Bree, and Andy Gribble still there in third. So as the checker flag is made ready, we can see Colin Blackbourn coming around to get the lead win that he wanted to have. Jamie Bree still there in second, Andy Gribble finishes in third, and Phil Sims finishing in fourth. So race 22 in your programme, we're back with the 1000cc sidecars. And outfit number 3 picks up 6 points. Number 8, Phil Sims picks up 5 points. Number 25, Colin Blackbourn and Paul Whitelam Jr., 10 points. Number 43, Roy Spreadbury, no score. Number 99, Pete Colvin, no score. Number 88, Jamie Bree and Ben Whitelam, 8 points. The winning time was 1:18.58, 1:18.58. 62.44, 62.44. So we move on to race 23, and quickly I can see that we've got number 5, Matt Fumarola on gate 4. He had a win first time out. Paul Johnson on gate number 1. Mark Cossar on gate 5. He'll need points, no points scored in his first ride. Will Offham and number 184, John Hiscock, right on the outside, who had a win first time out. Oh, they get underway, and Mark Cossar's made a very good start as they all bunched together in that first turn. Paul Johnson had come up on the inside and got himself into third place. Matt Fumarola's in second. Well, it is Mark Cossar that's got away. There's problems for Paul Johnson. I can see that Stuart Little has pulled its hand in the air. It rapidly slowed going into that top turn, so problems for Paul Johnson. And as they go into that top turn, Mark Cossar with a lead at the moment. Matt Fumarola is in second. There's problems for John Hiscock as well by the look of it. John Hiscock has pulled out. So, two outfits that had wins first time out, Matt Fumarola and John Hiscock, not going to keep the maximums going as Mark Cossar has changed that. Mark Cossar and Tristan Winterburn disappointed to have not scored in their first ride, but they're making up for it in this one, and they'll see the checkered flag as they come round. Well, they indeed do take the maximum 10 points. Matt Fumarola has to be content with the second and 8 points. So, race 23, and we start from the very top. Number 5, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson score 8 points. Number 7, Paul Johnson and Russell Little, no points. Number 37, Mark Cossar and Tristan Winterburn, maximum 10 points. Number 80, Will Offham and Andy Wood, 6 points. Number 184, John Hiscock and Simon Beanie, no score. And 514, Ryan Partridge, 5 points. 118.06, 118.06, 62.85. So 62.85 the average speed. That was race 23. We wait for the outfits to come out for race 24. So race 24, we move to halfway through the programme this afternoon, and this will complete second rides for all of the competitors. And as we look down at the qualifiers, all eyes I'm sure will be on the crew of Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. They've got number 1 gate this time, right on the inside, next to them Mark Warren. Now, what did Miles Simmons do this time? He's had a second first time out, and a lot of surprise faces this morning when he turned up with Mitch Godden to ride passenger for him. Oh, they get underway. Paul Whitelam right on the inside has not made the best of starts. He's got into second place though. As they get underway, and it's Rob Wilson that has made the better start, and Rob Wilson has got himself up in front. And we can see the outfits coming down. Well, indeed, Paul Whitelam had found a gap on the inside. You can see that we had an outfit turned over on that pit bend. Thankfully, both rider and passenger are up and look to be okay. But the clerk of the course, in the interest of safety, calling it to a halt. So they'll have to do it all again. Well, they're trying to call the outfits to the line. They've given the 2-minute warning. So the outfit's being brought back in, and Rob Wilson going from that grid 3. Miles Simmons next to him. Paul Whitelam from the inside, Miles Simmons from the outside, Rob Wilson just getting his nose in front, but Paul Whitelam finds a gap on the inside, and Paul Whitelam gets out in front as they go up that back straight. Oh, there's problems for Miles Simmons as he went into that turn. And as they come out past me, you can see that 306 Mark Warren has got in front of Rob Wilson as he's gone very wide on that top end. So Mark Warren and Steve Henderson are the outfit that's got to try and keep up with the early leaders. Paul Whitelam, he's trying to make it 2 out of 2. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders still there in that 3rd place. Disappointment to see that Miles Simmons and Vince Jones have pulled out on the top of the circuit. And Rob Wilson desperately trying to get past that 2nd place. But he's still sitting there in 3rd at the moment. But this is a good ride once again from Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. As it will be the checkered flag for them this time. Paul Whitelam comes round off that top bend. He gets the maximum 10 points once again. So, race 24 then, and disappointing. See number 9, Mark Simmons and Vince Jones, no score. Number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, 6 points. Number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott, 10 points. Number 124, Mark Heatley and Martin Davis, no score. Number 125, a non-starter, no score. 306, Mark Warren and Steve Henderson, 8 points. Number 30, the reserve coming in there, Stephen Blythe and Jason Gill, 5 points. The winning time was 118.67, 118.67, 62.37 the average speed. So we turn our attention back to the left-hand sidecars and we go back to page 5 where you'll see out for the third time this afternoon Will Penfold, Tony Penfold, Mitch O'Donnell, Willie Penfold, Danny Holman, and as they get underway they go into the lead, just going around that first turn. 1, 2, 3, Billy Penfold and Tony Penfold, but that changes as they go down the back straight. Oh, will it change again as they come around that pit bend? They've all got much closer to each other. But it is Terry Nicholas that leads from number 22, Will Penfold. The overall points at the moment is that Martin Cuff is on 20 points. That's number 128. Number 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond, who lead this one at the moment, are second to them on 18 points from 2 rides. Will Penfold and Nigel Shaw still there in second place, continually getting closer and closer and closer. Oh, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond respond though as they go down that back straight. Oh, one more lap to go for Terry Nicholas as Will Penfold and Nigel Shaw try to stay close to them once again. Will Penfold looks to have a much better top turn, but it's there down that back straight that Terry Nicholas pulls away. And again they close up in the middle of the bend. Oh, it will be the checkered flag this time, and Terry Nicholas has done enough. He gets the win. So, race 25 then, as we go back to the left-hand sidecars, and we start with number 22, Will Penfold and Nigel Shaw, 8 points for that second place. Number 25, Tony Penfold, 6 points. Number 97, Mick O'Donnell, 3 points. Number 123, Billy Penfold, 4 points. Number 126, Danny Holman, 5 points. But the very important 10 points go to number 142, Terry Nicholas and Michael Raymond. 10 maximum points, taking their overall total on to 28, as the winning time was 130.59, 130.59, 54.16, the average speed. Well, we stay with the left-handers and remind you that number 128, Martin Cuff, has had 2 rides and 2 wins. And indeed that is Martin that's got away right from the very start. He was out on grid 6, but it made no difference to him. He came from the outside. Oh, with 4 outfits only, he's exactly where he wants to be. Mick Downs and Mick Arling are the riders in second place at the moment. But there looks to be no stop in Martin Cuff this afternoon, as he's had 2 rides already and scored maximum points. Sits on 20 overall from those 2 rides. Doing everything right at the moment. Well, it'll be last lap flag for him this time as he comes round. All 4 of these outfits getting a little bit spread out. Mick Downs and Mick Arlen still in second. Keith Dixon and Dino Mill still in that 3rd place. But as the checkered flag comes out, making all the right moves to get himself into that big final. Maximum 10 points to Martin Cuff and Steve North. So race 26 then with the left-hand sidecar, as we start with number 4, very disappointingly no score, as we heard earlier he'd blown the engine first race. Number 76, Keith Dixon, 6 points. Number 84, Fred Kinchin, no score. Number 113, Mick Downs, 8 points. Number 128, Martin Cuff, continuing the maximum, 10 points. And number 292, 5 points. We move on to, and race 27 we turn our attention to the 500cc uprights, and we've again got a maximum man here, because top of the points is number 63, Carl Russian, and Carl goes right from that inside gate, so easy to spot. Next to him, number 74 on 18 points from 2 rides is Robin Pilcher. He actually goes in race 28. Number 43, Stuart Allen on 16 points. He goes in this one. He's in fact right on the outside. Well, Aaron Vale looked to make a very good start as he went off that start line and into the first turn. But that is indeed Carl Russian that's caught him up. And is that Peter Barker that's coming through in the middle of those 2? Well, it certainly is Carl that's the taller figure in black. Peter Barker, the rider with the yellow livery and the blue leathers. And Peter Barker must have had problems in his first ride, as he only scored 3 points. But he had a maximum 10 points in his second ride, and he looks to be repeating that. Number 152, Aaron Vale, up into second place though. So Carl Rushton trying to hang on to his maximum from those first 2 rides, but other riders wanting to do things about it. As we see them come round that bottom turn, Peter Barker it is still leading. He's gone very, very wide once again. Aaron Vale has noticed that. He's got closer to him as they go into the last lap. Carl Russian, I think, has agreed to let those 2 carry on. He'll sit in that comfortable 3rd place, but Aaron Vale now looking to have a go. Peter Barker goes very, very wide. Aaron Vale tries to come underneath him, and Aaron has put it down. Aaron lays it down. He tried desperately hard to get a drop on Peter Barker, but he's going to be lucky to pick up hardly any points. Well, indeed, an interesting result as it all turned out. We get, starting from the top, number 1 scoring 8 points, number 11 4 points, number 43 6 points, number 63 incredibly another 10 points, the maximum is maintained, number 78 Mark Pearson no score, number 103 Phil Criswell 5 points, number 152 the very unlucky Aaron Vale no score, and 155 3 points. The winning time was 128.93, 128.93, 55.17 the average. race 28 to complete the third ride for the 500 upright. Well, as they break into that first turn, I was going to say that I'd be looking for Robin Pilcher. He's riding number 74, but he's back in third place at the moment. Oh, we'll see as they come off that pit bend who's got the best of the start. And it is number 82, Chris Steele. So, Chris getting better as the afternoon goes on. He had a second first time out, then a third. He's now got him. So, Chris out in the lead, but he's got number 74, Robin Pilcher, in second, and we lose one of our riders on that bottom turn. Well, quickly he's back up on his feet. And John Yeldham it is that's lost it on that pit turn, but got himself quickly back up again. But still Chris Steele has the lead from Robin Pilcher in that second place. Is Robin going to make an attack on the last turn? Oh, Chris has, I say, had a second and a third place. But it definitely looks as if he's going to get the win this time. He takes it from Robin Pilcher in second. So, race 28 then, with the uprights. We start with number 5, Wayne Yellham, and no score. Number 8, no score. Number 46, John Yeldham, 5 points. Number 51, Kevin Beer, 6 points. Number 74, Robin Pilcher, 8 points. Number 82, Chris Steele, a good win on maximum, 10 points. Number 105, Dave Meadows, 4 points. Number 161, Mike Webster, no score. And number 20, 3 points. 123.41, 123.41, 58.80, the winning average speed. So we now turn our attention to the 500cc sidecars, and in terms of overall points, we have a tie on 20 points for Sean Harvey and Simon Baird. Well, we see Sean Harvey again in this one, so he has got the mantle to hit the maximum point scoring up. Simon Baird just sitting the pits and watch to see what happens. Well, as they get underway, I can see that Sean Harvey's round the outside. He hasn't got the lead. Yes, he has got the lead as they go down that back straight. Well, he battled his way through on that first turn. I was looking to see who that was that got the advantage. I think it's Chris Salisbury that looked to have got the lead, but Dean Norton it might well have been, who's dropped right back to 4th place now, but he was right on the inside and potentially had the lead, but Sean Harvey went round the outside of him and now is comfortably sitting there out in front. So Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg looking comfortable. Chris Salisbury trying to do something about it with Mike Tompkins in the chair in 2nd place. They try and close the gap going down that back straight. But Sean Harvey looks very, very quick and very comfortable at the moment. Well, as the checkered flag is made ready, I'm sure Keith Baird is watching this from the pits, but he can see that Sean Harvey's made it 3 out of 3. Chris Salisbury in 2nd, and Gary Southgate in 3rd. So, race 29, we're into the 3rd leg rides for the 500 sidecars, and number 44 is top of the list. We start with Gary Southgate, 6 points scored. Number 72, Sean Harvey and Danny Hogg, maximum 10 points once again. Number 123, non-starter, no score. Number 156, Alan Morgan, non-starter, no score. And number 418, Chris Salisbury, 8 points. Number 971, 5 points. Number 8, 4 points. And the winning time was 120.27, 61.12 the average speed. Well, as we look to race 30, this could be an interesting one because We know that Simon Baird has had 2 rides and 2 wins. He'll have sat in the pit box there and watched Sean Harvey make it 3 out of 3. But he's got some tough competition. Number 7, Barry Bennett, is on 12 points and has been there and thereabouts in his first 2 rides. Number 21, Nick Radley and Abby Radley, 2 second places, desperate to get a win. So, can Keith keep pace with Sean Harvey? He's on gate 5, he's on the racing line. Oh, they get underway, it's a ragged start, but the sun has let it go. Keith Baird does indeed get to the front. And as I can see going down that back straight, number 7, Barry Bennett is in second spot. Oh, Nick Radley I can see moving up into 3rd place now as Nick Radley's got himself round the outside. He's going a long way round Barry Bennett to get into that second. He doesn't make it. Barry Bennett keeps the power on and stays in 2nd place, but Keith Baird is certainly going well and trying to keep pace with Sean Harvey, making it 3 out of 3. Oh, Nick Radley and Abby Radley still there in 3rd place. I'm sure they'll be disappointed when they go back into the pits. They know they've had 2 seconds so far. They've got to keep the point scoring on to be sure of a place in the final. Oh, 1 more lap to go and Keith Baird and Martin Kearns looking to equal Sean Harvey and make it 3 out of 3. Still that battle rages for that 2nd place. Nick Radley had just nicked through on the outside, but Barry Bennett's still got the inside line. It closes up in this bottom turn. Nick Radley's gone very, very wide, but can he keep the speed on? He looks to come across, and he does get the 2nd. Oh, terrific ride from Nick Radley and Abby Radley. So, race 30 it was. Let's give you the official result and points scored, because number 4, Simon Baird and Mark Kearns, of maximum 10 points. Number 7, Barry Bennett and Evan Hughes, 6 points. Number 10, Tony Cook and Emily Coughlin, 5 points. Number 21, Nick Radley and Abby Radley, 8 points. Number 77, Ron Stewart and Darren Sargent, 4 points. Number 124, George Penfold and George Colvin, no score. The winning time was 120.68, 120.68, 60.81 the average speed.